Welcome to Kookaburra Park. Formerly known as the Kambroon Caravan Park, this 75-acre property was taken on by new owners, Adam and Emma, in 2019, and they've set about repurposing the place with their love of animals, themed cabins and other activities.
We first had the idea when we were travelling Europe in a tiny camper, and we built a tiny house randomly in Ireland, and we loved it. So we need to go home and do this, but on a bigger scale. But the idea of it is we want to make our favourite place that becomes everyone else's favourite place to visit.
So it was a full-time, it was more of like a live-in caravan park.
Okay.
There was a few full-time people here.
And those things can go to wreck and ruin pretty quickly, can't they?
It was,
yeah. We spent 6 months cleaning it up, and then we opened
10 days before COVID.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we had our grand opening because we changed the name and everything. Had our big event, and then 10 days later shut for 3 months.
So Kookaburra Park turned into Kookaburra Park. That was all that was allowed
that
here.
was it.
Yes.
That hurt.
Yeah, but in between lockdowns and floods, we're pretty much booked out all the time, so that really helps. Yeah.
Between lockdowns and floods.
Yeah.
It's been a nightmare.
It has.
What a time!
We did have
What
a
a
drought.
time for you guys to get into tourism.
Yeah.
The place is beautiful, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
So it's got a great feel to it. But these vision boards, tell me, where did that all come from?
That was his idea.
So in the beginning, because it looked so drab, we didn't want people to think that this was it.
Yeah.
So, we wanted to share a bit of our vision so that as they're walking around, they can see that, they're going to do something with this area, which is
And they get excited to come back to see it once it's done.
Yeah.
So one of the big ones was the barn. Once it was finished, so many guests came back because we had a sign sitting where it is now for like 2 years nearly.
In front of a very scary looking shed.
Yeah. So they couldn't see what it was going to be, and then so that's pretty special. And now we do weddings in there, which is just crazy.
So I guess we've got caravanners from all over the country watching. This is probably some people watching worldwide. Why what would you say to them? Why should someone come to Kookaburra Park?
It's hard to describe because we're kind of like a caravan park, kind of like a camping ground, kind of like a farm stay, but we don't farm the animals, we just rescue oddballs.
Yeah.
It is hard to describe, but I think the main reason to come would be to feel our special, unique vibe that we have here. Spend some time with some rescue animals.
And I think our target market being, young families, I think that's another special aspect of the park is, all these young families that are coming to a park, a family-friendly park sort of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's that's what people are looking for these days, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to find a place that doesn't have grey nomads yelling at your kids.
So now's as good a time as any to meet the rest of the family, which includes chickens, guinea pigs, geese, deer and pigs.
We've got bangers, mash, pumpkin and spud, and if you come here you'll see this is the other good thing about this place is it's a symbiotic relationship, I think, with the guests, because whatever they're not eating, look, you can feed us your scraps. So you bring your scraps down here. If you've got leftover fruit or veggies or bread or pasta, you can feed the pigs, but none of these things. They don't like that stuff. I do, but they don't.
These are all fallow deer, and fallow deer are one of the most skittish deer, and they're also a very small deer.
We tried to teach Bangers a trick, but he's a bit of a derp, so he just eats.